Welcome to the maiden voyage of 7 Shots. I'm Joe from Mega Newsreader, and this is my cohort in crime and fellow warrior of information, Resin8. He is also the driving force behind Burning Token Records, and he will be my opponent today. Briefly, let's boil down the idea of this show. I have 3 news stories that my good friend Nate here has never heard, hopefully, and he has 3 news stories that I hopefully am in the dark about. My idea is to convey this information to him and get some kind of response like, what the fuck, or no way, or holy shit, dude. Anything like that, I win a point. However, if I'm like 3 or 4 sentences into my story and Nate goes, oh yeah, I know all about that, well, I lose. The point system works like this. If I win, we have shot glasses here, and we have tequila, and we have peppermint schnapps, and we have Kessler whiskey. So basically, if I want to take a shot and I win, I can take a shot. Or if I want, I can make Nate take a shot. There are 7 shots in this game, hence the title, the name, 7 shots. 3 shots for my 3 news stories, 3 shots for his 3 news stories. At the end, we'll decide who the winner is, and the winner gets to toll out the last shot and declare himself the king of information. Also, I would like to introduce to the crowd Mr. Fresh. He will be our fact checker. He will be our referee. He will also be the man pouring the shots. If there are any disputes, Mr. Fresh will settle the score. So thank you, Mr. Fresh. You can also see Mr. Fresh on the Bro Show. They are the Fro Show. I got the Bro Zone and the Fro Show mixed up.
Very
well,
common.
while you're out there checking out the fucking Fro Show, check out the Bro Zone. They're on Sunday nights, and you can find that on Justin TV, I believe.
Yes, Justin.tv.
And the Fro Show, just go into YouTube and type in the Fro Show, and they're all over the fucking map, so you can't miss that.
All right, let's keep it clean, gentlemen. Any guns, knives, anything? All right, fingernails. All right. Let's get it on.
All right, cool. I am going to defer to you. You want me to start this off?
Yeah, it's your game.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, my very first story, I like to do stories about dumbasses.
And you brought notes, so I already know for next time.
I'm just
prepare myself.
I'm not earth friendly. I thought I would put all this on paper. So, my first story is about a dumbass out of New York. He's actually a meter man, and he stole 840,000 quarters from the meters. So here's the story. A former Buffalo, New York parking meter mechanic has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for stealing thousands of dollars in quarters while on the job. Prosecutors say it was James Bagarozzo's idea to rig meters to get the coins. He stole $210,000 over more than 8 years, grabbing fistfuls of coins, storing them in a bag in his truck, and then rolling and cashing them in at banks. Bagarozzo apologized during a brief statement. He blamed a gambling addiction and an illness he believed would kill him. Bagarozzo pleaded guilty to theft in September along with a former co-worker and admitted to stealing $15,000 in quarters over about 5 years. He's expected to get 6 months to a year in prison on his August 29th sentencing. So this guy fucking rolled 840,000 quarters into those little rolls.
See, that's where you heard me say out loud. I said, "Wow," and it was at that moment when you said that it slipped. I was gonna try and hold myself back from even saying "wow," but I absolutely
1 point. Woo!
It was the fact that he took the time to roll all those quarters when you could just dump them into one of those machines that takes 10%. But at this point, who cares?
Dude, he had to bust his ass when he was doing 2 years in prison. That's a
2 years in prison.
That's a dumbass, right?
Which, just to continue off this and just to spin it into a further tangent, the banking system, gets they were found guilty for manipulating the last housing bubble and making it crash, and so as a result, no one went to prison, but they did have to pay a $95 million fine, which is assumed to be 0.5% of what they actually ripped off.
They take dumps bigger than $95 million.
So yeah, this guy takes the time to roll all them quarters, and he gets 2 years in prison.
Mr. Fresh,
he actually did something.
Pour out a shot of peppermint schnapps.
Oh God, this is really gonna. I hate this game already.
This game kind of starts out fast.
So close to the mic. Yeah, you got me on that.
This is your finest of fine peppermint schnapps. And How would you like it, Rob? Yay?
Yeah, that looks good.
That is a girl shot. I need a little bit more.
All right, I guess I'm not taking girl shots anymore. I guess the wheelchair does not qualify
It's not
as
a
a
technical
vagina
foul,
like it
so
used
he's
to.
going to.
There we go. That's good.
There was a
now
time
it's
when a
man
wheelchair
shot.
was actually considered to be that of having a vagina, but now it's just like having a heavy set of balls that you sit on all the time. And here
Okay, enjoy your schnapps.
we go. Just put it in my mouth.
Nice.
So it tastes like mouthwash.
Is that warm?
Not bad though. Things I've had worse.
All right, this game is awesome.
Well, you're already off to a good start. And once again, I have to say the notes. Yeah, because he had all the facts right there in front of him. I'm just kind of going off the cuff on this one.
Yeah.
But you started in New York. I want to stick in New York with a story I heard the other day.
Referee, can you hand me the bottle of wine, please?
And he's coming off of the mental notes here. That's an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my turn.
I will drink a shot of shitty wine in honor of the
Oh wow!
noblest.
What is that breaking the rules already in the first round? I mean, we haven't.
I can
been through
impose
four.
a shot on myself.
All right, there we go. We're gonna even up the score.
Plus, I'm just doing shots of wine. Yeah, how much could that do?
It
He
can.
evens up the score.
All right.
So you started off in New York. I might as well just start off with the New York story I heard the other day. It involves the. You remember the governor? I think it was
Wiener?
Wiener. Yeah. So you might have already heard about this. Yeah. Well, he's the guy who, of course, was famous for putting a
Sending
cell phone
photos
picture
of
up of his wiener,
Yeah.
appropriately done, and had something to do with an affair and his wife and.
Huma.
Which
The
is
main
actually
assistant for Hillary
irrelevant to
Clinton.
politics. I mean, no one's immune from that. That can happen to anyone. But it just so happened to happen to this guy, and it was a funny story when it broke.
Boners happen on both sides of
Well, politicians never stay out of politics. So of course he's running to be mayor of New York, and he's presumed to be ahead in the polls. So.
Actually, no, he's no longer ahead in the polls.
Oh,
he
is
took
he
a
out?
major nosedive.
Major
He's
nose
fallen
dive.
off like 45%.
Did he not post the picture of his wiener?
He actually got caught in another scandal, sending out
There
nude
we go.
photos
News.
to a woman who he promised an apartment, an internship, and all kinds of stuff. And then when she found out that she wasn't going to get any of the goodies he promised, she went public. And now I think like 3 or 4 other girls have also gone public. So he's shot. He's not going to get it.
Yeah,
I think
he's
I'm
out.
pretty sure. Is that your story?
Well, that was pretty much the story. Yeah, not a very good story, but
Mr. Fresh.
yeah, and so.
He took the advantage on
He
that.
did. Once again, not being prepared, But my point is with the whole story is that politics never cease to be exciting, and that just proves it once
The
again.
real story there is that Hillary Clinton is going to be running for president in 2016, and her big assistant over the years has always been, Mr. Fresh, will you please hand this to...
I get more mouthwash.
No, actually, this is tequila.
Oh. Perfect compliment to mouthwash.
You're mixing...
This is going to be tequila.
tequila and beverage. Wow, like a champ.
That's why I changed my shirt before the show, and I'll be changing it after the show as well.
Anyways, Huma is really...
It's actually a good
creating
combo.
some negative publicity for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, so that's not good for Hillary, is what you're saying?
Terrible, which
Yeah.
makes me happy because the last thing I want to see is another Clinton or another Bush or any of that shit in the White House. Am I alone here, or would you like to see Clinton win?
Oh, that's such a loaded question. I mean, would I like to see any of these guys win? No, I'd like to see,
I want a third party.
Yeah, I would like a
That's
third
what
party.
I'd
I would like,
High five on the third party.
there it is.
All right,
But,
so I'm gonna go ahead and drink.
that's
the third
that's
party.
a big dream right there, especially after Gary Johnson's disappointing finish.
They both agree they're going with Kucinich or Nader.
Ron Paul.
I'm gonna go with that guy that actually is promising everyone a free pony, Vernon.
Vernon.
He's at least promising something. I think he can actually come through with it.
Vernon. What is
Vernon
it?
Supreme.
Vernon Supreme.
Ponies for the
Vernon.
world.
Vernon Supreme, yeah.
Yeah.
Vernon Supreme.
I do like him. I really enjoy him.
I think he has a great policy. That's his only policy: is ponies for everyone. Everyone
Okay.
will receive a free pony.
My next news story.
All right.
This is a really funny story.
Here it comes.
Here's the setup. This guy, there's a girl, and she went on vacation to Spain. And her first night in Spain, she was out on the beach. She's drinking. She's having a good time with her friends. They go in the water. They come back, and all of her shit is gone. Cell phones, wallets, money, everything. I'm getting blank stare. So far Nate doesn't know anything about this.
No.
Okay, so her iPhone was stolen, and she thought it was all gone. She comes back from Spain. She's in the United States, and what happened was that all of a sudden her computer started uploading pictures from the thief who stole her phone. What the thief didn't do is delete any of her applications, and one of them was called Dropbucket, I believe. Dropbox is what it was called. So she's got this Dropbox installed on her phone, and all of a sudden her thief starts taking selfies and pictures of himself and really horrible stuff, like he's a tailor and he makes dresses in his house with his friends. So they videotape themselves like wrestling in the living room and taking pictures in front of automobiles. And here's one of him on the beach.
Yeah, that's a selfie, huh?
Right. These are selfies. So anyhow, the owner of the phone created a blog about this guy, and his name is Hafid, and it's reaching 1 million views in the last 2 weeks. So now this thief doesn't know it, but he's world famous for all the retarded pictures he's taking of himself on this phone that he stole.
I'm gonna have to intercede here. Time. That was a technical foul. Used 2 references that do not include stories about something important. And so I'm going to give the point here and take it away.
Wow, this game's really taking a turn for the best. Yeah, well, some things just aren't news, you know?
Well, it's just funny, though. I mean,
it is funny, I'll give you that.
Okay, no, I kind of agree with that calling, though. It's
2 in a row. Can't work that way.
Wow.
So...
Oh, I just said wow. Does that did I just lose because of that?
Yeah, I think so. You got, but it wasn't the news story that wowed you. It was the ref.
Yeah, it just kind of changes my game strategy for the rest of the game. I don't know if I'm gonna get penalized or it changes everything.
This ref is hardcore.
This is dynamic.
He is fresh.
This game is hardcore.
It's,
so
the
I get to
not
choose
rigged.
what you shoot?
Yeah.
Well, I have this delicious taste of peppermint schnapps in my stomach. I think you should have the same. I think we should share this
Very well.
this feeling.
I'm not afraid of little mouthwash.
Thank you, Mr. Fresh.
And you tell me when to finish
Well, it only gets so full.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good shot right there. You can handle that too. See, I can't balance a shot that magnitude.
Peppermint schnapps.
Boom!
It brings back some memories. I remember the days when I was shooting peppermint schnapps.
Really, you did this
with
unprovoked?
tequila? Yeah, I just did this like 5 minutes ago on this show.
Whose idea was it to bring the peppermint schnapps?
I don't
That's
know, but that
horrible.
was probably the worst idea of all time.
God, that's really
Advantage.
terrible.
Paris.
All right, next news story.
The economy and the wage and wealth disparity, you know? When it comes to that nowadays, the wealthy, of course, have a lot more money than the poor. That's always been the case, right?
Rich get richer.
Yeah, the rich get richer. Well, the percentage I just saw the other day was the 1% of the economy, or the people, the population in the United States, is bringing home 40% of the income. Whereas 80% of our population, that's 80% down, bring home 7% of the income. And then when it comes to the stock market, which is a big indicant of wealth and everything, that 1% also makes up 50% of the stock market. Well, the lower 50% of the United States makes up, what would you say, how much?
The lower percent
The 50%, yeah, the lower 50% of Americans.
makes up what percentage of the stock market?
Yeah, how much of the stock market do you think they are in on?
6%.
0.
Well, it's pretty close to 0. It's actually 0.5. So it's actually, that's kind of where it shows the wealth, that the accumulation versus...
That's quite a gap.
Yeah, it's quite a gap. And the...
You mean the guy at McDonald's isn't playing the stock market?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it's showing here. I think 50% of the nation isn't in a position to do such a investment. And as long as you're in the 80%, which is 8 out of every 10 people, you're really not in a position to invest at all, because you only have 7% of the economy to share from anyway on any given year when it comes to a salary. So not much there. I know it's not much of a wow factor, but I had to go with something really relevant.
Yeah, no, it's relevant. I just wish I could say I was surprised by some of that information.
Mm-hmm.
It's standard fare. It's depressing.
And I'll have the charts, of course, up behind us.
Holy
that
shit,
show
that's
that.
depressing. There.
Yeah, it is. It's not only is it depressing, but it just shows why things are the way they are. Because if you're not part of
Holy
that 1%,
shit does not qualify as wow.
No, it's not quite a wow. All right, so that means nothing happens on that round.
No, a point has to go one way or the other.
The point
Mr.
goes one way or the
Fresh,
other. Oh, so I lose. That means I'm
Okay.
going to take another shot.
It's even now. 2-2.
Well, well, we both.
Who won
think-
that point?
I'm still confused.
He won the point?
Yes.
He gets to make me drink?
Yes.
This game is rigged.
Wow,
Mr.
this
Fresh.
game is harsh.
Mr. Fresh has
I
been
think,
done.
I think you should back it up with tequila.
What did I do to you, Mr.
It was
Fresh?
really good, though, to back it up with tequila. I think you're going to like this.
Oh.
You're going to really enjoy the fact that you get to
Somewhere I
I'll do the
have,
honors.
somewhere I have burnt Mr. Fresh, and I just want to repair our relationship, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could have came out with a stat or another note or prop on that story if you would have had another thing to add.
Oh, if I could have
Maybe
stacked on top of the information, that would have given me leverage. Okay.
Could have
Duly
This
noted.
is really getting down to it here.
Could have noticed that there were.
Well, here we go.
Cheers.
Tequila.
You're going to like this. Yeah, it's a nice combo. I think you actually invented this combo.
Woo! I'm not a drinker, man.
No,
Such a
neither am I.
lightweight.
Yeah, we're punishing ourselves.
I think that's what's going to make this show so much better, is because
Just to make
neither
this
one of
show. Yeah, we're trying to
Really
punish
great.
ourselves for your pleasure and for your information, for your enlightenment. This is great. This is going better than I could have ever planned.
I think.
And 7 shots we have to get to.
Well,
yet.
we got 2 more facts to get
All
through
right.
here. And
I have
then
a news story.
King to be crowned. And here we go, a real news story.
Oh, this is a real news story. Okay, are you guys familiar with Time Magazine?
I've heard of it. Yes.
There's a journalist who works for Time Magazine.
He's pulling out his phone on this one. This is impressive.
Well, I'm trying.
I mean,
I'm trying to go paperless.
I almost, this is off the record. I almost said wow just because he had the cell phone and the paper.
It's not off the record.
And he hasn't even
There's
said
3
anything.
cameras and 4 microphones. It's not off the record.
Well, we're back on the record now, so that's the
Oh.
difference. All right. Back.
Side note.
Time.
Maybe
time
it might
back
be
in.
off issue, but certainly not off the record.
All right, so I got that out of the way.
All right. Anyways, this journalist, this writer for Time Magazine, his name is Michael Greenwald, and he caused a huge Twitter row after he suggested that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange should be killed by a drone strike. Time Magazine reporter set off a Twitter spat on Saturday when he controversially suggested that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange would be killed in a drone strike. Now, he erased that tweet, but it was retweeted by Blake Hounshell, and it says, "Derp, retweet at Mike Grunwald," and here's the actual tweet. "I can't wait to write a defense of the drone strike that takes out Julian Assange. Julian Assange is public enemy number 1 because he released information that was deemed embarrassing to the United States of America. So if the truth be known, who cares? I just think we should get it out there. A little bit of transparency is refreshing candor, in my opinion. Julian Assange has been lumped up with the other guy who's in Russia right now. What's his name? He's...
Snowden?
Huh?
Was Snowden?
Snowden, thank you. You know, he's also public enemy number 1 because he actually told us that
So
the
true.
NSA was creating these giant portfolios about where we go on the internet and the web and all that stuff. I just want to say to you guys, don't make the poster child, the bad guy, the one who's trying to tell you how fucked up everything is. The people who are giving you information about, you know, the serfdom that you live in, the slavedom that you call your world, the matrix that we take, you know, as reality every single day, those are not the bad guys. This guy risked his entire life, and he's living in some embassy. He's still in a Swiss embassy or something like that.
He's in Ecuadorian embassy.
Thank you.
And-
Wow, this guy's got the fucking lowdown. The point is, he's not the bad guy, and he doesn't need to be stricken down by a drone. Despite the fact that he's not an American citizen, he doesn't need to be hit by a drone. Drones don't need to be killing people. People deserve trials by a jury of their peers. They deserve to get that information out there, not in some military tribunal where they can just be hauled off from their homes in the middle of the night and you never hear from them again. So I don't think that Julian Assange should be struck by a drone. And I don't think that the journalist from Time Magazine should be calling for assassinations of people who are trying to get the truth out there.
I have a response, 2-part.
Good response.
The response is this shows, okay, this guy put this a threat to an individual with an actual threat, and he's not being arrested.
No.
He has not been arrested.
No.
There's an 18-year-old in prison right now down in Texas. He's been in prison for the last 6 months for saying not even on Facebook, he said this on Tumblr, he said, I'm going to go, you think the Boston, Massachusetts bombing was something, I'm going to go to the school and blow up all the school and eat their still bleeding hearts. Lol, JK. He was arrested 6 months ago, he's still in prison. They went to his house, they found no weapons, nothing, no knife, no nothing or anything like that, but yet he's still in prison today for making this threat because it's considered a terrorist threat, versus this guy who's making a threat that actually sounds pretty real, and yet anything is being taken against him. because drones are such an acceptable way of our government, and because of who we made it against, since it was against Julian Assange, it's, I guess, deemed okay.
Yeah.
And so that being the first part of it, and my second part being wow to all of this.
I'm going to give that to Perry, and gives it to Nate.
I think
He said wow.
I have to say that goes to both of us because not only
How can I make him say wow?
did I
in
add
the
to
news story
that,
and
but
still
I did
lose?
say wow because wow to the whole thing.
The whole point
that
of
the
this
guy-
game is to make him fucking say wow. He said wow. It's on
The
record.
fact this guy
Really
has
is
not
on
had
record.
any kind of arrest or anything for making such a public threat
Bullshit.
against
I'll
somebody.
share a shot with him.
I'm
but
sharing
I
a shot
fucking
with
earned
Mega
that
Newsreader
wow.
on this one.
I earned that wow.
And this one is
All right.
actually, I'm taking it back. This shot's
It
going
was
to
a
Julian Assange.
Perry, but now it's even.
Thanks, Mr.
Thanks for
Fresh.
taking that back, Mr. Fresh. I agree, though. This is not only a drink to the whole situation, but a drink to Julian Assange and Snowden and anybody else out there that wants to come forward and have support, knowing that we will support you as a nation, as a people, for telling the truth, and we will not prosecute you.
You are not a traitor when you come forth with information that exposes the tyranny that we currently live under.
Pour some out.
You deserve a shot. Julian Assange and Snowden, this is for you. You'll take the first one for Julian, I'll take the second one for Snowden. And this is, what's the story behind the wine?
This is the worst wine ever. My friend made this wine. He's 94 years old. He's missing most of his fingers. And he prides himself on how awesome this wine is. I have respect for him. I won't say his name or the name of the wine, but trust me,
fine wine.
it sucks. Actually, it's supposed to suck a lot worse than it does.
Tastes like bacon right now.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what that's all about. You know what it's all about is I don't normally drink, and here it is, the middle of the afternoon, and we are completely drunk by the end of this game. I get to finish with the last story.
this is the.
All right.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait. What's the score right now?
6-7. No, 6-6.
I think it's even. This is going to be the tiebreaker right here.
Okay, so there'll be a shot based
Oh,
off
this
of
is-
who
I
says
was gonna-
wow on this, and then there will be a clear winner, hopefully, Mr. Fresh.
I got you on
and
this
then there'll
one.
be another shot.
I got you on this
I
one.
hope not, because I can't take no more peppermint schnapps.
Well, you've heard of Justin Bieber, right?
The Biebler.
Did you hear what happened on this in the past week?
Last time I checked, he was on stage, and he took someone's phone and stuck it down his pants and rubbed it all over his
Well, that was a pretty good one.
little Biebler.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Well, his
I'm
newest
embarrassed
scam is
that I
now
know
he has naked pictures that internet.
Yes!
Internet.
Yes! I got your fucking ass on this one!
So they to his grandma.
This footage was from his grandmother's house at Thanksgiving 2 years ago. It was just
Birthday.
released.
It was a birthday.
Sure, I'm pretty sure it was Thanksgiving.
Happy birthday. Well, you know the lyrics that he sang her.
Went naked, holding nothing but an acoustic guitar over his twig.
Serenaded her.
Serenaded her. Someone had some shots, which unfortunately I saw.
Well, there's a whole video.
I didn't see the video. I've seen the.
Well, you know what he said,
Yeah.
because he is the greatest songwriter of all time.
He said it's like happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah, it's fucking shitty lyrics, and Justin Bieber's naked. What the fuck are you
To
telling
his
me
grandma.
about this?
Is that even normal?
It's incestuous at best.
Yeah, that's not normal.
This
And yet this
story-
guy,
Look,
you know,
man, if my story hit the fucking.
I'm
bus-
calling foul. Foul. Redo. That
I mean, I don't
act.
even get a wow for at least a trying on that.
No, dude, because that story blows chunks. Don't bring Justin Bieber into
Well, I was
this.
trying to get a wow just for bringing Justin Bieber even into this show.
The only wow here is that I actually knew that story too.
The only wow is that Justin Bieber's even in the news.
Mr. Fresh, who gets the point on that one?
There's a do-over on that one.
There's
All
no
right.
do-over.
Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it on the simple tip. You know mirrors? You ever seen a mirror? Like
Yeah.
a mirror reflection?
Yes.
Well, there's many weird things about mirrors, you know, such as the whole, the reason why
He's trying to dig himself out of a hole right now.
why we don't like our what we look like on a camera, for instance, is because we're used to seeing ourselves in a mirror. So it's the opposite reverse image. If you sit next to somebody in a mirror that you're used to looking at all the time, they do look a little different to you in a mirror. And so that's interesting. But another interesting thing about a mirror is your reflection is always the same size no matter how close or how far you are to it.
No, I'm calling a foul on the
No,
foul.
that's
There's
amazing.
no fucking do-overs.
No,
man.
this is amazing. This is gonna
bullshit.
blow your mind.
You brought Justin Bieber into
This
this, and
is
now you're
amazing.
Mr.
gonna-
President, the referee. There will be no.
I'm getting somewhere with this. So you can be right up against the mirror, right, and circle your reflection, and then get all the way at the other side of the room, and your face will still take up that same circle. It will never change size in the mirror, and it's because of the laws of perception and reflection.
True.
And if you see your whole body in a mirror, your body is exactly 50% the size of real life.
I call bullshit. If I'm standing in front of a mirror and I'm looking at my reflection's gonna be like this, okay? If I walk
try it in the
all
bathroom.
the way to the back of the room,
Go try it in the bathroom
my
right now.
reflection's gonna be itty bitty.
Go try it in the bathroom right now and see if you
call
come back with a
bullshit.
wow.
I call bullshit.
No, go try it in the bathroom right now. Put fingerprints on both sides of your temples. Put your face right up against the mirror.
He's calling it. I'll try
And
it.
then back all the way to the other side of the room.
Okay, stand as close as you can to the mirror.
And then go over by the towel rack
Look how
and see
big
if
your
your
face
face
is.
still fits in those 2
Step
points.
all the way back. Is your face smaller?
It is to your perspective.
Man, you
It
better
is
give-
to my perspective only. I
You
But it-
believe.
better,
it
you
fits
better
the same-
bore him a shot.
It's the same
This
size as the
weak
mirror.
ass shit, based off the fact that this is trying to save him from Justin Bieber. Fuck that.
I
Shot.
did get him though on that one.
Mr. Referee,
He didn't believe me.
Mr. Referee, if you
He
give him
didn't
the point on
actually
this one,
believe me
clearly this
on
game
that
is
one.
rigged.
You had to
All
go
right,
check.
all right. We're gonna have to go with a. It's not a do-over, but you have to counterpoint.
Counterpoint bullshit.
Has
This song
to be a
is not the
counter.
same
Has to
from.
be a
This is
substantial
the same from
counterpoint.
Justin Bieber. This is
I gotta
stacked
bring
on
up the
top
video.
of Justin Bieber.
This sounds like the
making
most
fun of his
controversial
grandma.
show of all time. I think this is pretty much a
bullshit. I
wrap.
can't believe I even.
I
have
think
to
we both got to
give
take a
an
shot because
intelligent
I think
response.
we're all
His
winners.
face was smaller in the mirror when he moved back, and Justin Bieber is bullshit, and I'm over here trying to drink. Fuck that.
All right, Nate has a good point. I say we do mutual shottage. Social.
But
Well,
then we don't have a clear winner.
I think we both have to take a shot because we're all winners here. That's the point of today's lesson.
Socialism.
The more you know, the more you
wins.
win.
Socialism. This
what
is
would
such
you
a
like?
centralized.
We haven't
drinking
had the
game.
whiskey
You can
yet.
pick your own.
We haven't had the
beverage.
whiskey yet. If we want to really die, we should drink the whiskey if we really want to die. If we really hate life as much as we claim we do,
No.
we should just do
I
it.
pick his shot. He picks my shot.
Okay.
I think Joe's drinking the whiskey.
I'll go
He's
along.
gonna have
He's
to live
drinking
by-
peppermint schnapps.
I'm gonna have to live vicariously
More
through him.
schnapps.
Yeah, more whiskey.
Mr. Referee, will you please pour some
Of
more
course
peppermint
I will.
schnapps?
This
for-
game
Only
went very
because
well.
you
I think we
guys
should
will
have
not
outro
be
music
able
at
to
this
do it.
point and like a little jingle. And I think that we have a show. That's how you play 7 shots. Even though wait,
Whoa!
okay, pour it, Mama.
See, that helps you
That
save.
is so
It saviors the moment. when you can get out your next word, please tell the other contestant what he should drink.
Effect.
Was that a word? We didn't get that. Call foul. Time.
How you
Give
feel,
this man a
man?
breather.
How you feel? Oh man, that was fucking horrible.
Is this game over yet?
It was mouthwash. You were supposed to gargle with it, right? Okay, make the call.
He already made the call.
He's
He
drinking
said
whiskey.
He said Kessler.
Oh.
Woo!
7
Man.
shots. 7
7
shots.
shots.
We hope you learned something today.
We hope you learned something today. We hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed this episode of 7 Shots.
I really do.
I'm never playing this game again. Thank you for
that's
having
a
me.
lie. You're
Yeah,
gonna play?
I'm glad you had me. For
Hey
your
guys,
first-
I promise you he'll change his tune. He'll see how funny this turned out, and he will play again.
Thank you for everyone that played along at home as well.
Yeah, he should have been playing.
Yeah, well, next time you will play along because you'll know how great this game is. Next time on
Next week it'll be with
7
veggie
shots.
juice.
Until next time, thanks for watching 7 Shots. Mr. Fresh, tell everyone farewell.
Game over.
Ah. All right, we're done.